tyres, huge risks and technical skill. This is the world of Gymkhana Grid. Competitors negotiate a course with a series of challenges in the fastest time possible. The man behind the series is American rally driver Ken Block.
So Gymkhana is basically a very simple grassroots motorsport. In America, we have something called autocross, which is where an organizer will set up a course in a parking lot of, say, a baseball stadium or a football stadium, where they just have a bunch of empty concrete. So they'll use cones to mark off a course, and you'll get a time for trying to get through the course as quick as possible.
Transworld Sport met up with the 47-year-old godfather of Gymkhana at the season finale in Madrid recently.
Growing up in Southern California, there was surfing and skateboarding and baseball and basketball, all those types of sports. But for some reason, I always had a big influence in my life in cars, be it car design or car racing.
The world of motorsport can be difficult to break into, with the high costs prohibitive to many. Gymkhana was developed to be accessible to all, with events open to any enthusiast with a customized car.
Gymkhana, compared to Formula One or rally or touring car, it's a much cheaper way to get involved in motorsports and do it in a very fun way.
Ken Block is the self-styled head hoonigan in charge. The term hooning has its origins in Australia, where it began with negative connotations, as the police used the term to describe aggressive drivers. However, it took on a slightly different meaning in the US.
We started to use the word as a term of endearment for having fun with the car. To go out and hoon around with your car meant that you were going to go out and just kind of have fun with it. I really like the word and like the attitude of having fun with cars, because when I got into car racing, I enjoyed racing the cars so much. These cars are so dynamic and they're so powerful and so much fun to drive that I hated that the only time I ever saw the car was when I was in an actual race. So eventually we started calling me a hoonigan, so someone that enjoys having fun with cars, hoonigan.
Gymkhana Grid, with its mix of precision driving and speed, while containing elements of drifting and rallying, provides a high-octane spectacle which is growing in popularity around the world.
There's nothing like, being behind the wheel of a 750 horsepower Ford Mustang and just slamming the throttle down, banging gears, and just tossing the car around. I mean, the adrenaline, the reward of a successful run, it just feels amazing.
Drivers compete head-to-head on a 100-metre square piece of asphalt referred to as the grid. Competitors have to negotiate 2 laps of the grid and perform predetermined manoeuvres. Memorizing the track layout is crucial.
You've got the opportunity here to drive against, Ken Block and Vaughan Gittin Jr. and myself, and that's amazing. They're guys that have been doing this for like the last 10 years and invested millions of pounds into doing it. So you get to show up with your car and give it a crack.
Amongst those taking part here in Madrid is motorsport enthusiast Shane Lynch from the Irish pop band Boyzone.
Most people certainly know me from music and a band called Boyzone, but previous to all of that, as a young kid, I was always motorsport racing. My father raced cars. I raced hot rods long before I did ever sing a song, So music was something that catapulted me around the world, but gave me an awesome opportunity to come back into motorsport on a level.
Along with Gymkhana Grid, Ken Block has also created a Gymkhana YouTube series, which has attracted over 140 million views. With the live events themselves growing in attendance, the future looks bright for this fledgling sport.
I think for Gymkhana, the growth it's fast, it's very fast, and I think as long as we keep performing and bringing people like Ken, Von Gittin Jr. and all those kind of boys, the big names is what pulls the crowd, always. And the showmanship is incredible. So as long as people come, they enjoy the show, that's what brings you back. And I think we're in good position.
At Madrid's Gymkhana Grid European Gauntlet finale, the drivers competed in the rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive and supercar classes. Success in the rear-wheel drive class belonged to Luke Woodham in his Nissan 200 SX. In a battle of the Brits, he defeated Adam Elder and picked up the first prize of €5,000. Dmitry Shribny took advantage of a costly mistake from his opponent to ease to victory in the all-wheel drive class. The crowd were hoping that Ken Block would reach the final of the supercar class, and they weren't disappointed. He faced the challenge of England's Jake Archer, who was hoping to claim the upset win in his Subaru Impreza. It wasn't to be, however, as the head hoonigan in charge stormed into a 5-second lead after the first run. The second run was merely a formality, with Block confirming himself as the champion and taking the title he'd missed out on last year. The victory gave the American the top prize of €10,000, which he donated to the Keep a Breast Foundation in support of the fight against breast cancer. Subscribe now to our YouTube channel for the very best of Trans World Sports.